So I'm important enough to be put on the NCIC, but I'm not important enough to be put on the DOC, the National Crime Information Center, and the Department of Corrections. That just boggles my mind how a city can manipulate the court system to at least get me extradited across multiple states for something that doesn't even qualify me DOC number. It seems like such a shady practice, and I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. It's like something that needs to be have a better standardization of. I mean, for a city to extradite, like, they're more important than other cities. Okay, a city in Louisiana is more important than any other city in the nation. Is what I get the impression of. They have the resources to extradite. Where are the resources coming from? The taxpayer. What does the taxpayer care? Somehow the city has found that the taxpayer does care, because the taxpayer is the one voting for the people making these decisions, to say that even non-DOC like qualifications, non-DOC criminal charges are still important enough to drive across multiple states to pick the person up. Yeah, the car ahead of me just just passed me. I got two others behind that are passing. I'm not trying to beat them. Now I'm north enough where and the mountains are high enough, the whole peak, all the peak is entirely covered in snow. Well, not entirely, but there's more of it. Running a little further down the mountain. Not so much on the mountains on the right, though. Yeah, we got some big mountains around here. But this nice open valley in between the mountains, it's nice and flat, perfect for whatever. Alright, and also, when I bought this GPS at Best Buy, the cashier was like acting weird, because apparently the Garmin GPS has a 4% tax because it's got a screen. California charges a tax. I got maybe just a simple $4 tax on every electronics that has a touch screen or just a screen. This tax has been around for a while. But what confused the cashier at Best Buy was that usually it's a tax that he sees right away before as soon as he scans it. But I guess he had to go through the checkout process a little further to then see the $4 tax added. Then I think he asked me if I agreed to that, and that's what confused me. I was like, is this something new? Is that why you're acting kind of weird about seeing this tax? And he's like, no, it's been around, tax that's been around for a while, but how it presents itself is different than what he usually sees. You know, it's more upfront instead of further into the sale. And yeah, that's Garmin. Garmin has a screen, and it's just like any other computer. Maybe there was a time where Garmin didn't really have like the type of, it didn't have the exact screen that would qualify for a tax. Because I know there's screens where I had to use my fingernail, but now it's more of a touch screen like a tablet. Very nice quality and everything. And yeah, there's a tax on that now in California, which is going towards, I guess, some kind of a recycling deal. But it's a law that's been around for a while. Alright, I gotta slow down to 45, entering a town of some kind. 35! Okay, smelling a lot of burning. There's doing a controlled burn. I can smell it. I can't see it. 35's a little surprise, way back here. Why can't we go up a little? Oh, and then it's 30 up there. Inyo County Juvenile Detention Facility. Okay, I think I see it. Independence, population 669, elevation about 4,000. I don't recall seeing California cities that show their elevation. Something that people are more interested in around here. The houses look okay. They don't really look run down. Whoa, that guy is flying. You don't care. Those are the guys that the cops will bust. $5 a gallon for gas. I'm at about half a tank. It feels like I'm burning through gas a little faster than I should. Cool backdrop of these mountains on the left and right. I mean, yeah, it's a cool setup. Onion Valley 15. Mary Austin's home, 1/4 mile. Mary Austin sounds like a familiar name. So they forced us down to what, 35, 30. There's the courthouse. Inyo County Courthouse. Mojave Desert, but that's a business. Okay. They drop us down to 30, and I don't see any cops, but who knows. The houses look nice, the neighborhoods look nice. Really neat setup. Kind of an isolated area. They seem to be living and taking care of their property pretty nicely. Probably city council's got a lot of ordinances that require the upkeep of their property to nice levels. There's an airplane to the right. It's a sign saying that there's airplane activity to the right. Okay, not really much security going on that airstrip. I could just drive onto the launch area if I wanted to. I'm thinking that the city's probably got regulations to keep people in check up around here. Or, I mean, they established a community out here and found a way to make a living somehow. I mean, the water, once again, the water is probably pretty decent. It's such, I mean, well, it's becoming more of a forest up ahead. That's looking pretty neat. 55, 65. Slippery. The slippery sign. More of a forest, like maybe there's a lake around here. Or a spring. That would do it. That would really help a community grow. Is just if there was a spring, it would give a good start to a community if there was a natural spring or several springs. To have fresh water means a lot. Big Pine 25, Bishop 41, Reno 238. But I'm going to Mammoth Lake at 78. Fish Hatchery Road. They're hatching fish out here? In a desert. Fort Independence Indian Community. Welcome. So I'm entering a native area, a reservation. They got a fish hatchery. I don't see it though. Oh, they sell cigarettes on the reservation. A marijuana store is open. A casino at the gas station. A gas station that's called Casino. Store, casino. Dispensary. So those houses are for Indians. 3 lanes of traffic off of this intersection. Nice new looking houses. Like, well, I don't know. Maybe about 30 of them. Yeah, that's interesting. Alright, it's 2:42.
Continue on the current road.
And I really sat here a long time. What is it? I got here probably before noontime, and I just slept and then woke up and then crushed some food in my mortar and pestle, hung out, readjusted some things in the van, and yeah, I spent a long time here. The library's probably still going to be open. I'm guessing maybe 5. Oh my god. Ooh, that's a tight curve. Alright, at this point you need to speed. Not many people, not really nobody behind me actually. And it's going to be a threat. 70 miles. I'm going to finish this out. Big Pine 16, Bishop 31, Reno 234. Finish this out at 65. Going to Mammoth Lakes. And yeah, I want to hang out at the library and then sleep at Vaughn's if that works out with the locals. Alright, having not checked the tire pressure, I'm now realizing that maybe the tires are low when the steering wheel shakes. Alright, it's shaking every so often. I think it's a good chance that the front tires are low. I just haven't checked. I've just looked at them and they look fine, but they may not be fine. And I want to really take a closer look. The TPMS light is on. The steering wheel shakes a little bit. I might be spending more on gas. It's just that visibly the tires look fine, so I need to get accustomed to the tire pressure for this. It's 36 for the Ford Focus. It's likely the same, 36 for this. Can I fill up these tires with my bicycle pump? So I got 70 miles now with this. I hope it doesn't get too much worse. If it's been getting worse, it's been gradual. I've been gradually realizing the problem as it's been gradually developing. Alright, apparently there's a fishing spot, I think, on the left. People are allowed to go to. And there's a springs, multiple springs. It's kind of curious. Wildlife viewing. Both springs attract wildlife. I guess the cottonwood trees thrive on the springs, so this line of trees probably is evidence that there's a little river or creek going on around here. I'm not crossing a bridge here, but there's a line of trees. Yeah, I don't see water, but there's a little bit of a cutout for a river of some kind. But it appears on top of the snowy capped mountains there's also springs, even though it doesn't really snow here, or rain even, 4 inches a year in this region. The springs would have to come up from the ground, I think, but it's possible that the mountain snow just seeps down into the ground and then comes back up at the lower levels somewhere as well, and then they call them springs, which, I mean, that's fine. It's a spring is a filtrated source of water that comes from the ground, whether it's largely coming from the mountaintop or another source. I think the mountaintop is most likely it. I think the mountain is supplying pretty much all the water here. Okay, I want to pass this truck on purpose just because it looks like it's dragging something and I want to get it on camera. There's some kind of a rope or an electrical cord being dragged by that truck. It's a rope. It looks harmless, but he's dragging a rope. An old man. I don't think I'm not going to try to communicate that to him. Let it be as it is. It looks harmless. Big Pine Paiute Reservation. There was a sign at that rest stop that talked about how Indians were relocated by force 350 miles away from a fort. 1,300 people, almost 4,000, 35 giant snow cap here. And yeah, there was a lot of tension between the Indians and the pioneers. They set up a fort, had some battles. Indians gave in, of course. There were orders to shoot Indians on sight. I think, no, this isn't far. Oh, okay, we got 54 miles still. The AI suggested another spot to stop, but this wasn't it. But yeah, there was an order in like 1862 for the Indians to march away. So there's more than just the Trail of Tears. There's also other forced movements, forced relocations of Indians. Trail of Tears is the biggest one, possibly the most documented, maybe. The most, maybe it was somebody who was able to put more detail into their documentation of the event. But I mean, we got documentation for this one at the rest area. I guess I never really thought about multiple relocations. At least, I mean, it makes sense that there would be. I just didn't know much detail about it until now I've seen this one. And a lot of Indians died on that forced walk. Oh. Kingpin to rear axle. Glacier View Campground. Ancient bristlecone pine forest. Inyo National Forest. Historical interest. All to the right. Bishop 14, Tom's Place 38, Reno 217. Back up to 65. So yeah, Indians were relocated out of their natural habitat, which put more stress and strain on them, because then the settlers took those favored spots by force. Who's to say that kind of business doesn't happen again and again and again? I mean, there's a lot of forced relocations in various ways. I mean, it was said that the Indians just had to relocate. Didn't exactly say why. We're calling it Death Valley, and I see satellites off in the distance, like they're trying to reach space or communicate with satellites into space. That's interesting. There's good sized satellites pointed, dishes pointed straight up into the air. 4 of them. It's not a huge amount, but that's curious. You don't see many places with satellites. Usually I see them, this dish satellites, around news networks, buildings. Which I wonder if those news networks are scaling back on dish satellites now. Now that we got different technology to cover that kind of communication. Those dishes may not be for the traditional communication. They might be just doing other work. I don't see any buildings out there. This would be there might be, yeah, there's a turn up here to reach. Oh, and a car's pulling out of it. There's signs that you read the other way. Oh, do not enter. Oh, there's a warning sign, I think. Cows in the sagebrush. Those cows must smell good all day, every day. Brushing up against that sagebrush. I smelled it for a good hour after walking through the sagebrush at the rest area. It's a smell that lingers a long time. Is that salt? There's white sand. Could that be salt? Yeah, you got salty cows that smell like sagebrush out here. I wonder how that beef tastes. I have never seen it before, but some dude draped rawhide of maybe cows or the very horses on his fence. And there's about 10 of them, I think. I saw horses in the enclosed area. Somebody lives there. This is a dry area, so that's the first. I've seen dead coyote hanging from fences as a deterrent that farmers use. And now rawhide. The whole hide of a cow. This guy took the time to skin an entire cow and then just drape it over the fence. And I'm thinking it's probably long term, just he has nothing else to do with it. But that's a first, and interesting. Probably didn't have to do much work, just careful skinning off of the skin and draping over the fence. The sticky web. We got 45 going through populated area. I still got 40 miles for my destination. Laws Museum, 5 miles north on Highway G. Looks like there's EV fast, half mile. There's a little calf. Road work going on, 25. A lot of cows on the left. Sheep eating a lot of dried grass. Some guy's pulling into his property. I'm guessing he's got to open up the fence, the gate, to get in every time. Uneven pavement. There's Trees Hotel, Elms Motel. That's kind of strange. I wonder if it's the same person that's just named them with a tree theme, forest theme, hotel system. Super 8. So there's a few hotels. Must be more traveler, tourist activity around here. I am clueless about what goes on. I don't really. Oh, there are kind of Christmas decorations up around. Okay, I got 25 on the Garmin, so it's typical. It's not for just road construction. So we go from on a highway. Now I'm going through a town. That's how it works. This is a speed trap. Although I didn't see where the trap was set. speed zone, community college, airports. Let's see, I don't know, not much. I mean, there's a lot going on, but not much I can really announce. It's going to be very unique. Mammoth Gear Exchange. Bishop? Am I in Bishop? I don't even recall seeing the city sign. This city doesn't even put a sign up welcoming us and telling us how many people live here. You're just thrown into the shopping district. Just thrown into it. Why am I think I want to get into this lane. Just for the fun of it. Yeah, there's several blocks deep, left and right. There's definitely going to have a library. There's a homeless guy. Looks like, I don't know, he's talking to himself. Lips are visibly moving. And I did hear him say something. My windows are down. I can hear what you're saying. $4.69 for gas. Travel Lodge as well. Yeah, there's a lot of hotel stuff. Holiday Inn. A lot of hotel. Park. He was probably at the park. It's kind of nice. Yeah, mountains on the left and the right. People just dining out in front of this highway. I would find that way too unpleasant. To dine with all the traffic. I mean, it's 25. If the traffic could be more down to like 15, I think the dining would be pleasant. But even 25, it's just too many cars whipping by. But there's like 15 people out in front of a restaurant on the side road dining. That's a closed down business. So you could probably sleep there overnight. They got some kind of warnings. What could it have been? No telling. Chinese restaurant. Yeah, this isn't no sleepy town. Every building is occupied here. They've got some kind of attraction. Somebody's riding a horse. It looks like a horse staging area. Bleachers, nobody's sitting in them. Okay. Lane closed, yes. Oh, those. Uh-oh. What's going on here? We're supposed to be going on this curve. Okay, alright. We stopped for them, huh? I don't think that's how it works. But that guy came from the gas station, so I might have thrown the one car off. Lane closed. Yeah, wait till the whole entire roads are closed. It's been a while since I've come across that. Having to make major detours. I could take, I think, yeah, I've had to go on detour that seemed to have taken like 20 miles. Maybe even more to get back on course. It's not a matter of just getting lost. It's about being forced to detour on a road that was pretty crucial for reaching the end point. Lane closed, so they got something happening. Somebody's delivering his hay. Oh, that whacker truck I was following is pulling into here. It's one of those generators that just maybe produce lights. Yep, yeah, I go straight. Oh, still stay on the right-hand lane. Somebody got a little adventurous going back into the right lane. Have to return back to the left lane where we're supposed to be. Share the road with the bicyclers, the traffic repair crew are saying. That guy is a highway patrol watching the road. Businesses open. What is this, a Twin Cities area? It seems to be a significant separation between what I just drove through and now there's more buildings up here. Pretty well developed. Yeah, Bishop used gear. And then I saw that there was a gear exchange in when I first was entering that other section on this highway. And now it's a used gear, a hike, ski, cycle, fish. So people come out here just to want to like rent a little bit or buy it temporarily and then just dump it when they leave. All that stuff. Ski. They found spots to set up good skiing areas. We could be sweating down here, but freezing up there. That's kind of neat. This could be like a nice place to ski if you don't want to travel very far. Just kind of get a little bit of a skiing experience. I didn't really see any indication of where the skiing activity happens. They got a Marshall's, a discount store, which I think is a lot about fashion. So fashionable people shop here and give Marshalls enough business to stick around. Casino, $4.99 for gas, or pretty much $5. Paiute, the Indian thing. Instead of a campfire, enjoy the stars. You can't cook with stars. Cows there. There are a lot of small cows, calves, pretty much in that field. It's like no adult cows allowed. Just stand around, eat and drink, and poop. I'm just facing down a massive wall, mountain. I'm guessing, yeah, the curve will be coming up here shortly, or curve right. There's no going through that mountain. So tall. So it looks almost like it's standing straight up. Like there's not much of a, like it's a straight up and down, whatever they call it, a run. Only a skilled mountain climber can get up something like that. You gotta go around something like that. Fishing to the right, camping on either side. Gas can in his hand. He run out of gas on the side on the road. He's got a long ways to go. That's tough. Prepared for that mistake. I don't have a gas can. Death Valley and Sequoia National Forest. You don't see quite one of the other. You don't quite see sequoia trees, you don't quite see Death Valley, just in between it all. And that's where there's cities and civilization, people living and conducting business. Block the sun. This is great. What time is it? It's 3:30. So this is a great spot. This is a sun shadow. You're already in the shade living here. What a deal. That's my kind of environment. On a hot day, the mountain will block the sun by 3:30 in the afternoon. When the sun gets at its hottest, you're in the shade. To me, that's a good deal. I like this area. Those are some nice tall mountains in a nice low valley. Dry environment. A lot of good checks. I wonder how much real estate is. I would think this would be a desirable place to live. Lowell Rock Creek. It's like 4 trucks parked there. I don't really. They might be using it as a park and ride. I don't see what they're doing. The water's good. The shade is good. You only suffer unless you don't like the shade. You don't need a shade tree well, okay, in the summertime the sun will stay up longer because the sun will be higher. In the wintertime, yeah, you get shade a little sooner. So maybe you do more suffering in the summer by maybe a couple of hours. The sun goes down at 4:35 in the wintertime. It doesn't go down till 9. That's a separation of 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're looking at maybe a good 2.5 hours of suffering still. 3:30, 4:30, 5:30. You don't get into the shade till maybe 5:30 or 6 o'clock at well, but that's the thing too. It's like the longest day of the year isn't the hottest day of the year. You get a good month before the real heat reaches its peak in the summertime. So then you're reducing the daylight hours in that time. It could be like 5:35 or 5:30 when you then get into the shade. End of July. There'll be some suffering in the summertime, most likely. If you're oppressed by the sun. Auto overheating. Turn off AC. Next 10 miles. They're saying that on a sign this morning. I don't understand. Does it get that hot? I don't even have AC on. But they're saying your car can overheat if you use the AC. Alright, elevation 6,000 feet has been announced. I'll go straight, right? Okay, I got 21 miles for something. It's a turn. Turn towards Mammoth Lakes. Oh, it's a little scenic spot, I guess. Watch the sun go down over the mountains again. It already went down once. But as I get up in elevation, it reappears so that I can watch it go down again. That's modern day living. I'm entering Inyo National Forest. What is this, like ghetto speak? I-N-Y-O? Inyo National Forest. I bet they got a lot of phrases with Inyo. Inyo mouth. I'm getting in your head. I believe it's an Indian tribe. Nice snowy mountains. That might show up on camera. Massive. Alright, sun's going back down over the mountains. I'm getting closer to them. I'm going up in elevation, but getting closer. So it's kind of like, it's hard for the sun to go behind the mountains. If I'm going up, but getting closer. Okay. There we go. But the sun is going down at the same time as well. So there's this combination of the sun really kind of seeming like it's staying in the same spot in a lot of ways. In relation to all the movements, all the moving parts. I see a lot of landslide activity. I'm close enough to the mountain to view that. I wonder if people like check each landslide to see if there's any buried treasures uncovered. Every time there's a landslide, there could be something interesting that got uncovered. That's a big mountain. There could be really interesting things inside the... Oh my God. Not only is the elevation going up, but the air pressure is maybe going down. It's making my water bottle pop. I'm not feeling it in my ears. I'm not sure what the elevation will be at this part. I got just only the estimated time when I'll be at my destination at 4:03. Oh man, there's nobody behind me. Maybe I'll change the, arrival time. I got that already. Time, next stop, give me elevation. Elevation, I want. So, okay, there we go. I got it. 6,800 elevation. All right, and that's pretty accurate in conjunction with the sign, in concurrence with the sign, in continuance with the sign. Almost. Well, I'm pushing 7,000 elevation here. I'm feeling the coolness as I get up higher. That truck is letting off a lot of steam from its trailer, it seems. There seems to be a lot of steam coming from the trailer. VIL? That's weird. Continuing to climb above 7,000. Deer can jump out of nowhere. 18 miles to go.